Hello, everyone, and welcome to another amazing and exciting episode of the Poetry of Justice Show with JackieRay Phillips and Lori G, the Benefactor. We have a really, really fun and exciting, yet immensely serious show that we're doing today. And I'm going to, as I always do, I like to cheat and take the ball and give it to Sissy. But Sissy is going to go ahead and introduce our dynamic guest that we have today. So go ahead, Lori G, please.
Thank you. Well, today we have an incredible guest, but also a very sentimental guest. We have known this guest even before her conception. She's an incredibly talented young woman, Miss Brooke Richmond.
Amen.
Now, the Richmond is a new last name. She's also newlywed. Congratulations.
Yes.
So we're excited to welcome Brooke.
Thank
She is
you.
a mental health professional. And in this time and period that we're living in, mental health is incredibly important. And we so appreciate you joining and spending time with us
Thank you.
today, Brooke.
Thank you for
Welcome.
having me.
You are welcome. Good, good.
Brooke, when you take a look at this here, mental health crisis, help starts with asking. Healing starts with support.
Mm.
Where do you go when you see that? What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, first, let me just share a little bit about just me
You.
and
Okay.
how I got here
Mhm.
and all that jazz,
Yes,
right?
please.
So currently, I'm a clinical team supervisor. I work for an agency called Pacific Clinics in Koreatown.
Wow.
Okay.
And my staff serve the homeless population.
Amen.
So, a lot of mental health issues, of course, drug use, just a lot of different things that they are struggling with. So that's where I am currently.
Amen.
But for 8 years, a long time. But for 8 years, I served children and families. I used to work for an agency called ChildNet Youth and Family Services.
Yes.
And I was working with kids who were in foster care, who were being sexually exploited. And then, of course, that comes with, its own issues, the trauma, the anxiety, the depression. I mean, if you can think about it, that's what it was. Anything you can just imagine, that is what I was serving. That's what I was, working with.
Yeah.
And what led me to shift, honestly, my heart just couldn't take it anymore.
I was going to ask you.
Yeah. Honestly,
Overwhelming, just every
that
day,
was the same
pulling at those
question.
heartstrings.
Every day.
Just every day.
yeah.
Sucking you, leeching
Yeah. I loved it, though.
you. Yeah,
I loved my babies. I loved
Yeah.
them to death. But my heart just couldn't take it anymore. And my own life, my personal life was shifting. As you mentioned, I was, preparing to get married. And so I had to do some, reflection. But even before that, how did I even get here to even want to be a therapist? I've just always had a heart for people. Always. I've always had a passion for people, for helping, for supporting. I don't know if it's because I'm a firstborn or, seeing different things in my family.
Yeah.
And I was just drawn to the field. I started as like a peer advisor in college. And so I was working with students who needed, assistance with like getting their classes and, they wanted to talk about their grades, things like that. But then the conversation would always lead to deeper issues.
Right.
And I remember talking to my supervisor at the time about it. And I'm like, what can I do? Like, is there more I can do? And she's like, you have to refer them to counseling services on campus. And I remember thinking like, I don't want to refer them. Like, I want to be the one that they go to.
Yes.
So I had asked her maybe like several months later, like, where can I go after this? Because I was getting my bachelor's at the time. And she's like, well, you can get your master's in marriage and family therapy. And I was like, okay, I like it. And she was actually getting her master's in marriage and family therapy at the time at Dominguez. And so I was at Long Beach State. And
The beach.
Go beach. I loved my time there.
Girl.
And so I started looking into the program at Long Beach, and it was the only school I applied to. I had put all my eggs in one basket. I just knew that's where I wanted to go. And here we are.
Man, and it's tough over at Long Beach State.
Yes.
Their programs are intense. So
Yeah. So that's just a little bit about me. But of course, as time has gone on and as my career has progressed, now, of course, I'm looking at the relationships around me on a deeper level, on a more complex level, family relationships, dynamics, So my passion has grown more and more over the years for this field. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful I'm doing what I love. I'm grateful I get to help people. I'm grateful that I get to represent, being a woman of color, being a Black woman in this field. I know that really resonates with people. It really makes people feel safe and understood and seen. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I can relate in a way that maybe some other people may not be able to, which helps our people, be more free. Like, it motivates them to heal because they see somebody else is like willing to be there and sees them. So I'm just grateful.
An angel as well.
Thank you.
Because you're called and you listen to your calling and you follow it.
Yeah.
And you go with it.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. But going back to, I know you want me to come back to this.
You don't
okay.
have to.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
No. We like to just flow, baby girl.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Mental health crisis. Woo. I know about a lot of crises. Help starts with asking. Healing starts with support. Wow.
How do we get somebody to reach out?
Yeah. We definitely, you have to be willing. You have to have that desire. Yes. And sometimes we just get to the end of ourselves. Like, we just can't take it.
Right.
Yeah. We just can't take it. We get sick of ourselves. We get tired of being sick and tired. Some may say I have an old soul. Acrimony, girl. So I think that's part of it. I think also who you may be surrounded by, they might be encouraging you, like, hey, you might need to speak to somebody. It sounds like you could use a little extra support. You could use extra help. But at the end of the day, I always say this to friends, to family, you have to be willing. Don't go in there and waste that therapist's time. Don't go in there and waste that therapist's time. You have to be willing. You have to be open to this process of healing, because it is a process. And I think a lot of people feel that healing is a destination, and it is not. It is a journey. It is an ongoing process, and that scares people. It makes people feel nervous and intimidated, right? So I think when you see someone that you can connect with, genuinely connect with, I think it helps with that process. But number one step is definitely being willing and having that desire to change and grow and transform.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What makes the differential for someone who says, is it the Holy Spirit? Where some other persons just say, you know what, I'm tired, I'm burnt out, I'm going to just let it do. I'm going to just let my mind drift.
Yeah.
With this self-medication. And just whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
But I hear what you're saying is that you have to have a desire.
Yeah.
The person has to have that.
Yeah.
And maybe I don't even know what makes that differential. Is that too broad?
I think a part of it, maybe a part of it is demystifying, right? I think that oftentimes people don't really know what the process is for seeking mental health services or even talking to a therapist. What will that entail? Oftentimes people think, they're going to get all up in my business and pull all the bones out of my closet. And so I think that might be a mitigating factor. If you had to start the first step in demystifying, what actually happens if someone calls to say, I'd like to see or talk to someone about some issues.
Yes, this is so, so good because there are so many myths about therapy and what to expect. And, and then, of course, just therapy and mental health comes with the stigma in itself. When you call, let's say, let's say a friend, comes to me and she's like, Brooke, I need a number. I got to call. Like, I'm about through. I'll give her a number. I'll say, hey, well, just let them know that you have this going on. You have that going on. You're feeling depressed. You just lost your dad. You just lost your job. Be open and honest. And all they're going to do is want to get information to understand how to support you. And that's all that it is. It's just that person, the therapist, the mental health professional, just learning how to support the client or the patient who is, seeking services. That's it. That's it. But I think the struggle is having a hard time just even accepting that something is wrong.
Yes.
That is the barrier.
Paramount.
That is the barrier. Now, I will say there are some mental health professionals and therapists out there that, do not come correct, basically. They're not warm and inviting, and you can tell that they're there to just, collect the check. But there are a lot of mental health professionals out there who really love this work and who really want to stand by their clients. And I think when that client feels that, it makes it a lot easier to just give in. Yeah, to just go with it and accept, that this is the journey that they're going to be on. Yeah.
I think that's beautiful.
That is. And I think also, too, it's empowering that you don't have to go on the journey. If you start off with someone where you don't feel safe, right?
Yes.
And so I think empowering individuals to say at any time you can say,
oh, yeah,
we don't just click. And we don't have to have a reason. It could be just chemistry.
Is it okay to change therapy?
Yes, that is encouraged. I always encourage, like, even when at one point I was providing services to adults. I did that for about a year or so. And I would encourage them all the time. Like, if I'm not your cup of tea, that's okay. Let's help you find a therapist that you truly have a connection with. And I tell people all the time, you can say you have a preference. If you want a Black female therapist who is faith-based, ask for that. If you want a white male therapist, ask for that. Like, whatever will make you feel safe and seen.
Gotcha.
Period. And a lot of people don't know that. They don't think that they can ask for a specific kind of therapist, but that's your right as a client. You can ask that for sure.
Gotcha. Do they look at you like just in a discriminatory factor?
Like, yes, oh my God, I only want to be
right.
Yes, I get that a lot. I don't want to be racist. No, I'm cool with everybody. It's like, this is not what that's about. It's not. No, it's about you and what you need and what's going to get you through this process and this journey. Yeah.
And get that person back to above baseline.
Yep.
And it's okay to fall down.
Absolutely.
Right. And
yes.
I think that's what people, have to understand.
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you planned it. Sometimes things just go a certain way.
Yep.
Life.
Yeah, right?
I think, and I don't know if you would agree with this, but I think everyone in life falls down.
Yes.
Right? I don't think you can live this life without having a moment where you fall down. I think it's like, was it Donnie McClurkin says, it's how you get up.
Yeah.
Right.
We fall down, but we get up. Yeah.
But we get up. It's about that part, about how we get up. And avoiding the embarrassment of falling down. I think that allows things to grow bigger because we're embarrassed that we stumbled or that we fell. And so we suppress.
Yeah. And that is talked about in therapy. Like when you do have the hard days, because there's going to be good days and there's going to be hard days. And this is a conversation that generally comes up towards like maybe the middle end of treatment of therapy with the client, because now we're getting close to graduation. And that makes clients anxious because they don't want to let go of their therapist. They feel, like I said, they feel connected to them. They probably have been working with them for a certain amount of time. And now this safe space is being pulled away from you.
Mhm.
So then the
Can that
therapist,
cause relapse?
it can.
Depending on what stage of
Yes.
healing
Yes,
journey.
it can, but that's why these conversations happen in therapy. So there's like relapse prevention conversations, there's maintenance conversations, there's safety planning, like how can we prepare for the fall down?
Mhm.
How can we prepare for the relapse? How can we prepare for you might regress? Because life is going to happen. Like, what's the saying? Life be lifing. Right? Life be lifing. That's the real. So a good therapist will have that conversation with the client before they even close. So that way, when the client graduates from treatment, they know exactly what they need to do when that hard day comes, instead of being just completely lost and just have no tools to
That's the thing.
utilize
Yeah.
to get them back to stability.
Mhm.
Is it okay? I don't know, to put a timeline. Is there a timeline on an individual's treatment journey to healing?
It depends on the issue.
Diagnosis, yes.
It depends on the work that the client is willing to put in. I tell my clients all the time, I'm going to do my part, but I need you to do yours as well. And the work is in session, but it's also outside of session as well.
Because that's that real world life and putting these core tools into
Right.
real-time action.
Exactly. So if we're role playing and you want to, practice how you're going to confront that friend that, upset you, and then you go and see that friend and you hit her upside her head. That's not what we practiced.
Right.
That's not what we talked about, but
Right.
that's the work outside of session where you have to be able to and be willing to implement those tools and those skills that you're learning in session. So that can kind of dictate the length of time you're in treatment too. Yeah, your willingness, but depending on whatever the issue is, the problems, like you said, the diagnosis, it really all depends. I personally have been in therapy myself multiple times. I had to go to therapy while I was in my program, in my graduate program, and then I went to therapy maybe like 3 or 4 years after that. Was dealing with some stuff, some family stuff. Then went back for premarital, then did individual again. So I've even been in therapy and multiple times throughout my life. Sometimes I'm there for a year, sometimes I'm there for 3 months, sometimes I'm there for 6 months. It just
varies.
depends. Yeah, it varies.
And I know this is a massively deep one, but I believe some people may want to know this. How or when is it time to speak to a client about mental health medications? Do you feel like okay, look, we've been here a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know.
And this is a tricky topic for me personally, because I am more so drawn to like wellness and how we're taking care of our bodies and what we're putting in our bodies and even just the media that we are consuming. I feel like all of those things impact our mental health as well. And I feel like let's lean on that first before we have this conversation about medication.
Right.
Have I seen medication be successful? Yes. Is it my first go-to? Personally, no. But it is, but I will say this. I do encourage clients to do whatever makes them feel best. If because it's their life. If you want to take medication for your anxiety and continue to see me, that's totally fine.
Right.
If you no longer want to take it because it's giving you, crazy side effects, that's fine too. But if they asked me what my opinion was, I would say, well, how does it make you feel? Is this what you want? And think about your quality of life. Like, do you want to be dealing with side effects for an extended period of time? Or do you want to try some other things that can reduce your anxiety and probably have a more have a less impact on
Right.
you physically. This will change what you're experiencing emotionally and psychologically, things like that. So that's kind of my thoughts on medication. Again, I've seen it be successful.
Right.
I've worked with psychiatrists, in different agencies that I work for. I collaborate with one now.
Yeah.
But I'm always like, well, let's look at how they're eating.
Oh, yes.
Let's look at, well, if they're using drugs and alcohol, then is the medication even going to be helpful?
Right.
Because those two things,
Right.
those things can clash anyway.
Right.
So let's focus on maybe harm reduction first and then explore medication.
Right.
But there's something else to consider is when you're working with certain populations, this conversation also might come up, it might not come up. I know with community mental health, it comes up a lot more. The homeless population, I'm seeing schizophrenia. Yeah. They're talking to themselves, and so a lot of those are a lot of the things that I see. So of course, psychiatrists are ready to put them on medication to stabilize them. But with
Is that a good thing? At that moment, when these people...
At that moment, yes. If it's going to keep them safe, sure,
Yes.
let's do it.
Hospitalization?
If we're going to keep them safe. Because safety first.
What is 5150? Can you bust it down?
5150. So when you put a client on a 5150 hold, that means you're putting an adult client on an involuntary hold. And they have to be sent to a psychiatric hospital.
And what's the duration under that code?
It depends. Sometimes it's a 72-hour hold. Sometimes they can be there for even 2 weeks, like a 14-day hold. And then sometimes they can be there for 30 days. Yes.
Who makes a determination about that length of time?
It can be the treatment team at the hospital. So the nurses, the psychiatrists, the doctors, they are the ones who can determine that. If there's a treatment team involved, so if the client has a therapist, they have a psychiatrist at the agency, then those two agencies will communicate and have a conversation about what are the next steps for the client.
Got it. Wow, Lori, that's intense. I mean, which is great to know, because I know our listeners and stuff like that.
It is intense.
Yes. But I think the person will owe it to themselves, particularly if they still have that fire that burns inside, that seeks, the help. Just say, you know what, something's off kill, because the person knows their body or whatnot. But it could be an event that may have occurred, or you know what I mean, a situation or something happened. There was a traumatic event, and then that sometimes can hurt an individual. But the thing about it is, they may already have had a built-up trauma, right? And then now you get another blow, and you, like your life be life and kind of stuff, and then you just keep boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
That can set a person into a spiral.
Yep.
Yeah, what do you think?
Absolutely. I see that all the time, especially working with this population. I see clients go in and out of psych hospitals at least, every few weeks, just in and out, in and out, in and out. Then they start to lose their support system, because that's the first thing that I ask, like, who are their supports? Like, where's their community? How can we get them more help outside of their treatment team? Yeah, outside of the therapist, outside of the psychiatrist. And a lot of the times they don't have the support. So they go in, and so sometimes they go into these hospitals just to like have somewhere to sleep, get food, take a shower,
basic,
trying to get their needs met. Yes,
because everybody has a desire to live. Human spirit has, a desire to live. And you just whatever I gotta do, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm just so grateful for services for people, and that's why I'm so grateful for the platform to be able to share, Brooke. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people just don't. I know they don't know.
Yeah, they just don't know.
Yeah.
And Brooke, you talked about a couple times. You mentioned as an aside your diet and the correlation to mental health. Talk to us more about that. What are those correlations?
I love sharing this story. So I became more passionate and in tune with that aspect of mental health when I started going through my own stuff. We start going through our own stuff. Now, our lens is different. It's changing. So I was diagnosed with uterine fibroids in 2020, like the beginning of 2020. I was experiencing extreme like bloating either leading up to my period or during my period. Like, it looked like I was pregnant. Like, I'm doing this because it looked like I was pregnant, and I was not pregnant. That ain't hot.
Right.
To not be pregnant and look pregnant was not cute. So I remember I went to the doctor. I'm like, this is what's going on. They did all the tests, pelvic ultrasound, abdominal ultrasound, all the things. Found out I had 5 fibroids. One was the size of a cantaloupe.
Holy
Wow.
cannoli.
Yes. And you see me. You know?
I know. That holy cannoli.
Yeah. One was the size of a cantaloupe. 2 were the size of maybe like a larger orange. I would say between like maybe an orange and a mango.
Holy moly.
And then the last 2 were the size of maybe like a dime.
Oh, wow.
I'm so grateful.
Yeah. So my surgery, I had to have a myomectomy, which is basically a C-section for fibroids.
Okay.
So I had to get the C-section cut. They had to take out my uterus to get the fibroids, put my uterus back in. They said it was restructured.
Yes,
I'm still trying to figure out what that means.
Yes.
And, you know, here we are. I'm grateful. Thank you, Jesus.
Amen.
You know, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But as I was going through that time and that season of my life, I was doing a lot of research on fibroids. Something that kept coming up was fibroids are generally diagnosed in Black women. So I'm like, well, why is that? And what I learned in my research is a lot of the time our bodies as Black women, because we are the helpers, the nurturers, the supporters, the pourers, you know, everything, we're holding on to. We just holding it right here.
And the body's just because that thing, right? You're bracing yourself constantly because there's constantly something for us to have to brace for.
Yes. And excuse me. And so, you know, I'm looking at my relationships, and at the time I was in a very toxic, emotionally abusive relationship. There was a lot of things going on with my family. I had a lot of stuff going on with work. And so it really actually helped me take a step back, reevaluate my life, and start making some real deal changes. And that's when I knew, like, oh, this is all connected. You know, my physical health is not just one entity, it's also connected to my mental health and what I was going through emotionally and psychologically. And spiritually, my body was having a response to that. It was impacting me physically.
Say the body keeps the score.
The body keeps the score. Yes, that's a book. Look at you. Go on, girl. The body keeps the score.
It really does.
Exactly. It really does. It really does. And
can we beat that? That's my question. Can you beat the body keeping the score? I know Christ, but I'm just saying, what can talk to me? Shut up.
Right. Well, now I'm so intentional with taking care of myself. I'm very intentional with the relationships in my life. I'm very intentional with, you know, just where I am and who I'm around and what I take on. And even at my job now, you know, I'm like, I'm going to take a little, you know, extra vacation. I'm going to, you know, put in some extra days. And so I think learning those tools was helpful. And now, you know, we easy breezy, lemon squeezy.
I love it. It makes you stronger. Makes you stronger. You know?
It makes you stronger.
But you're
I'm
right.
grateful
You just
for that.
hold on. Your body's just sometimes, and then at that point, if that central nervous system is, use mommy's word, out of whacker. Like mama used to say that. God rest herself.
Out of whacker.
Out of whacker. But if that your central nervous system is completely catawonky, because it is frozen in fight or flight. It's just on stuck. And that's no bueno. That's when that trouble can happen.
And if your nervous system is constantly in overdrive, your body has no choice but to develop something, you know, and you see people even develop, like I see with older people developing like early dementia because they've gone so many years without dealing with their stuff.
Right. Just unchecked. And it's just like overwhelming because the brain swells. It's the muscles. And it's just like, it's too much.
It's too much. Yeah.
It's too much.
And I remember reading this one book, I can't remember which book it was, but it talked about how our pain and our traumas, if we're not dealing with those things, it has to deposit somewhere.
Someplace.
So if it's not fibroids, it's going to be headaches. If it's not headaches, it's going to be some joint pain. If it's not joint pain, it's going to be, you know, vomiting or stomach aches, or, you know, you start to have what it's called is you start to have these somatic symptoms to, you know, whatever is going on in your life if you're not dealing with it, if you're not talking about it, if you're not coping in ways that are good for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
People need to
Amazing.
know. I mean, I need to know. The body does keep the score. You'd be like, oh, Lord Jesus.
Yeah. Just
Pray on
think
the Holy
about.
Ghost. Be like, oh, let me take some
Yeah.
communion, y'all. Just
Yeah.
be like, oh, Lord, I need a miracle. Ooh.
Yeah, just
Like-
think about one of your most stressful days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you probably got a headache.
Yeah.
You probably feel extra tired.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh.
And then you probably want that burger and them French
I
fries.
definitely want a cheeseburger.
Oh yeah, and some ice cream
I have to go to 31 flavors
and
after I
some
have my cheeseburger.
alcohol.
I would like some wine if I could.
And then that happens for some people. That's
Every
every
day.
day.
And then all you got to do is just wait to see what your cholesterol results are.
Yep.
That's your cholesterol.
Yep, because
Your
you've gone to
blood pressure.
McDonald's. You've gone to McDonald's.
Every day.
Every day. Yep.
Binge eating.
Yeah.
Because it's so good.
Yeah.
You can. One thing I can tell y'all, you can always trust McDonald's to be McDonald's,
Mhm.
and that's not right, but it is.
I don't
I
fool
know
with
people
it.
don't fool with it, but I like it when I'm in comfort food
Comfort
mode.
eating
And-
mode.
yeah.
And where that comes from
Yeah.
is
Uh-oh.
in a fun way. When Sissy started learning how to drive when she was 16, which means I was 12. Now we rolling around Compton Grove having a good time. And so, you know, we young girls having fun. We go to McDonald's, you know, because that was the hot spot for her in high school.
Hot
Oh, you go
spot.
to McDonald's. Go
Yeah.
to McDonald's, girl.
Mhm.
Woo! I think I probably was the first person to buy that value meal. You know what I mean? I don't know, but anyway. So it makes me feel that's exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
When it's a day where you just over the top, you're like, you know what? I am spent.
Yep.
I'm gonna go to make these. I'm just sorry.
Yeah.
But you know, all due respect, and I know I'm just kind of off kilter, but you know, that's exactly where O.J. Simpson went when he got out of prison. He went straight.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
He went straight to McDonald's. Yes, he did.
Wow.
I could look it up for you, tell you, but he went because you can just imagine he was all locked. He was like, damn, I cannot
I
get
cannot get McDonald's.
freaking
Yeah.
quarter pounder combo. That's torture in and of itself, in my
Yeah.
opinion. But I'm gonna just shut up and
And
listen
there are
to it
people who
now.
do that every day.
And that's where
to
we
cope.
roll into
Yeah.
other
Yep.
like physical
Yep.
problems.
It's
like
a domino
liver,
effect. Yep.
like
Yep. There's a
cirrhosis, and
Yep. There's a domino effect. Yeah.
what is this generational curse? Is this, or is it just how do we try to break those cycles for ourselves?
Intentionality. I say
Okay.
that all the time.
Break it down for me.
When I talk about being intentional, it's literally saying, okay, what are the steps that I need to follow through with to achieve this goal?
Right.
I'm a big journaler. I write everything down, and that's just how I kind of just ground myself,
Right.
you know. And I'll write out like, okay, this is my goal this month. Okay, what do I need to do to achieve this goal? Because to say you want to do something, but actually follow through with doing it, those are two different things.
Yes.
I can say I want to lose weight all day long.
Yes.
But if I don't know that I need to go to the gym at least 3 days a week, if I know that I need to let go of the carbs for, you know, a month, if I'm not having a real conversation with myself about the actual steps that are needed, that goal's not going to get achieved at all.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's all mental. It starts with your mindset.
Yes.
Again, going back to, you know, the very beginning, you have to be willing. You have to have that desire.
And that's just something that's in that individual person, or is that something that grows once that individual has met you? They're sitting down with you. But
Both.
right, okay.
Both. I think sometimes you fight it, you know, like I don't want to change. You know, a lot of people don't want to change. They don't desire to change. And then there are people who truly do. But if you come to me and we're talking about how you don't desire to change,
Then that's a moot point for you, right?
exactly. You know, then I just have to say,
Ta-ta.
yeah, you know, let me know when you're ready.
Gotcha.
And you can't force anything on anyone. You know, I've worked with several clients where I was like, I think we've gotten as far as we can go. And that's okay. That's okay. You know, let me know when you're ready. I'll be here.
Yeah. And is that a struggle for you in your career?
It was in the beginning because I want to help everybody and I want
Right.
everyone to grow and change and be free.
Amen.
But as I've gotten older, just, you know, personally, and then looking at things professionally, people are going to make their own life choices.
Amen.
And you have to let them sit with that. I can't change anybody.
Yeah.
I can be here with you on your journey as you want to change, but I can't force you to want to change.
Amen. Right.
Now I'm working harder than you.
There you go.
And that right.
That will wear you out as the therapist.
But that's not even possible. You know, I can't want something for you more than you want it for yourself.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Lori, when you had to work at that place, remember you was doing your internship?
Oh, yeah. I
And you
worked at
worked
a
as a mental health.
mental health and a child abuse reduction effort program
Oh,
and a gang prevention
okay.
unit.
Nice.
And that's true. You can't, you know, I can want you not to be in a gang, but,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing that I experienced with individuals, adult individuals, I think children are a different journey, is that therapy is not about telling you what to do.
Yep.
Right. And I think people, they have a big misconception about that, that therapy should be about clarifying, right, what pathways and options are open and available to you and empowering you as the owner of those choices.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And getting people to give themselves permission to make those choices.
Yeah.
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 I think that's hard sometimes.
Yeah.
To empower them to be able to say, just as you said earlier, it's your life.
Yeah.
And you have to lead it.
Yeah.
Right?
You have to lead it. I'm here. I'll hold your hand. We'll walk hand in hand on this journey. But if
they
your
always
desire
have to be
changes,
a little bit ahead.
Yeah,
just a little bit ahead.
I would agree with that.
Right.
I would agree with
kind
that.
Of say this is what I'm. It's kind of like going through that haunted house when you were little, right?
Yeah, like
I'm
not dragging you. I'm not gonna drag you.
Right. I don't know what's around the corner, but we gonna go arm in arm.
Yeah.
You know, through here, and to be to expect the things that jump out at us, and when they jump out,
we address it at the moment.
At the moment that they jump out.
Yep.
And I'm here to support you in that jump out.
Yeah, and I believe as the therapist, you're basically saying it's okay, keep going, you got this,
it's gonna be all right.
And just
a little training,
and it's a normalization of it too.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when we experience like crisis, right, we experience it in isolation.
Yeah,
and we think it's only happening.
It's only happening to us. Yep.
Right. It's
How does it get to that point? Meaning to a point where, like you said, it's like, okay, about the isolation and getting into your own head.
I think when we are so triggered and so stressed, it's hard for us to think past that. And with therapy and what's beautiful about just the mental health world as a whole is you can come to a therapist and say, like, I have this going on. I've experienced, a miscarriage. That would be considered a crisis, right? And that therapist might give you so many resources to look that up and research it and see that all these books are out there and videos. And then that helps you see, like, okay, I'm not alone. I'm not the only person who's gone through having a miscarriage. And so just knowing that kind of support is around you helps you to know that you're not experiencing a situation that no one else has experienced. But when you're in your stuff, when you're deep in your stuff, it's hard to see beyond that. You are completely foggy. Yeah.
Or felt like sometimes in quicksand.
Yeah.
That's like that crisis and beyond.
Yeah.
Bed, bath, and beyond, but crisis and beyond.
Crisis and beyond.
Girl. You're like, oh, Lord, how did this happen?
Yeah.
But you want to be able to see those signs and see the red flags or the signals. But when you're running from yourself, you can't find it. You can't see it.
And sometimes what happens, crises will start to now pile up on top of each other. Now it's one thing after the next, after the next, after the next. And that's very stressful because now you're like, why me? You know, and some people say, why me, Lord? You know, what have I done to, you know, experience all of this?
Right.
But you got to talk about it so you can get the support so you don't have to deal with it by yourself.
And you talked about too, which I think it warrants a couple minutes of discussion, is you talked about the food and your diet, right? But you also talked about the relationships we surround ourselves with. And I think a lot of times the environment, the friendships or the engagements of which are even family members, whoever those people are that are around us, they add to the crisis opposed to minimizing it. Right? Instead of bringing it down, normalizing
put a little water on it. No, they like shit.
Right.
Exactly. And a lot
of some more chocolate.
Right. Some more lighter fluid.
I was
exactly.
I'm like,
I'm
wait a
barbecuing.
second. Right.
It just blows up. And I think sometimes we have to take an accounting of that.
Yeah.
And we don't always realize that we can oftentimes talk ourselves to a place of, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
But then you go talk to your homegirl. Girl, you're not good because you didn't think about A, B, C, D. You're like, whoa, wow. I guess I'm not good.
And now you're back a
right.
little
now
layer down.
Now you're even
quicksand.
a little down. Right.
Yeah.
It's the quicksand. I thought of that. Instead of someone throwing you a lifeline to help you float out.
Right.
They're just kind of letting you keep soaking there.
Yeah.
How do you say, let me take an accounting of my friendships? What's the first step toward that?
When you are realizing how you are being impacted by your relationships, that's when we have to, you know, start taking inventory. Okay. And I think what is not, well, maybe it's being talked about a little bit more now, but I feel like at one point what wasn't talked about enough was boundaries.
I agree.
Can I get an amen?
An amen. A double amen.
I want to pretend like I know, but looky on the real.
That is so true.
Then you got, okay. Boundaries over here, willy-nilly. Just nothing. You just anything goes.
Anything goes, right.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Real
very
strict.
rigid. Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Let them get in, doesn't get out.
Yeah.
We want to get in
We
here.
want to find the balance between the
but
two.
look how far apart they is.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
And we blend them together.
It is hard. And I'll be honest, it's something I'm still trying to,
Looking at that map,
manage
right.
and, balance. I'm still trying to figure that out because I am I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I love people. I love my family. I love my friends. I don't want to see anybody hurting. So I'm there,
Right.
But at some point I have to be like, okay, Brooke, no.
Yeah.
No.
Now they're leeching.
Yep. Now they're leeching, or
sometimes you got not
talked about this
We were just
earlier.
talking about this in the car.
yeah,
To
or
pull those out.
They want you to go there.
and my mentality is, okay, what's the solution? Like,
Right.
let's
Do
figure out
something.
let's.
But you have to understand and appreciate some people are not solution oriented.
And that is hard.
Right. They're not.
That's where they originally need to come in.
Right. And that is hard. And so when you know that, then it's like, okay, it's nothing more that I can do. All I can do is listen, provide some resources. Because, everybody come to me, and my family. Oh, but I'm like, okay, I know about this resource. I know about that resource. I listen. I may provide some feedback.
Right.
But I'm not doing a whole.
But that's where your boundary setting
That's
comes
where my
in,
boundaries
right?
are.
Is that I'm going to go up to here.
Yep.
And that's all I can do with you.
And
That's
that took time. I wasn't always as skilled as I am now with establishing and implementing boundaries in the relationships in my life, especially the close relationships in my life. So I would, if I had to advise anyone in this moment about boundaries, it takes time, it takes practice, give yourself grace, and you're going to have to be patient with that process, especially if you've only shown up in your relationships as one way for so long, because people are going to be looking at you crazy.
That's the thing.
Well, you have to make an announcement.
Right. You do have to make an announcement.
I made an announcement in my house. I am no longer cooking. That's the announcement. Let me put it on a memo.
Yeah.
So don't come looking at me crazy because I used to cook 3 meals a day. I'm not cooking them no more.
Yeah.
The
Just
announcement.
boom.
Bam.
Yep.
Is that okay to do?
Yes.
What about the critical reception of your family? What are they thinking?
Too
bad, so sad?
Not too bad, so sad. But if you are starting to establish a boundary with certain people in your life, and they have a strong reaction to that, that tells you everything you need to know.
Well, Lori said that's information.
That's information.
That's information.
It is.
There are people who in my life where I'm like, that doesn't work for me anymore. And they're like, okay, sis, and we pivot and we shift and we adapt.
Amen.
And then there are people who, why are you, and it's like, okay, well, maybe we can reconvene at some time, but this is just what it is. Yeah, this is what it is right now.
But then let's go on down the
Come on.
street with it, girl. Not down the trough. That part. What happens when the more that they do that, and then you get to the point where you ain't coming to frick back. You ain't getting back in. You done came in here. Every time I try to let you back, you come in here with this.
That's the boundary.
All right.
That is the boundary.
Now, goodbye.
Yeah.
Do you have to say goodbye? Do your actions just be like the bomb finger and just ghost? Can you ghost a friend? Or so-called
You
friend?
cannot ghost a
I don't
client, no.
recommend.
Not a client. Not a client. We're going back to the family. Oh, my
the
God.
family.
Heck no.
I don't recommend.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Just not trying to get you to do a little session or nothing like that. But just, can you just cut off a person? Or do you need to
block them?
Go through the process of, look here. Shirley, this isn't working out for me.
Yeah.
Because Shirley, you already know Shirley crazy.
Right.
So Shirley already know gonna come talking out the side of her neck.
Yeah.
So why am I even gonna? Because my blood pressure, it was good the other day. I want to keep it that way.
Right, I want to keep it that way.
Right.
Absolutely. I always encourage clients and even, friends, lead with love. Like if it takes more energy for you to go out of your way to cut that person off, to block them, to, be angry towards them, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Because now you disrupting your peace. And your body's going to be holding on to that as well.
Is light revenge therapeutic? To get that person. Brooke laughed. I'm thinking no, right? I don't know. It's like,
that's not how I live, Miss Jackie. If I'm being honest.
Get some revenge. Pay to get some get back. Get back.
Is light revenge. Let me get permission on this.
Right.
I don't.
No. Right. She said, but I think I got it. That's getting you out there quicksand. Shit. While you in the quicksand, you be like,
yeah.
And then you get out the quicksand, you be like, yeah, and then go over there. That's not right, huh? I know I saw the movie, y'all. I'm just saying. So.
We should listen to the mental health.
I'm going to listen. I think I'm revealing a little too much here.
A little much.
What will that do for you? Let me ask you that.
Ooh, make me happy to do
Justification, just balance, like,
And then what?
Yes, everything. Bye. Keep on going to the next. Tomorrow, we're going to get some drinks. What we're going to do?
My next question, is that how you want to handle every situation?
Probably not every situation, but certain people, when they get just completely out of bounds. I don't think of violence. I'm just being dramatic. But people, that's what we got the mental health system. That's what we got people in jail.
Like
because it goes too fucking far. Yeah, you go two people go too far sometimes. And that is why we need to have these conversations. That's why people can say, I need to talk about it. Instead of just sitting in the corner like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? We've seen it as little kids. I used to see it as little kids at school, bullying, even on Zoom calls. It's a tough time.
Yeah.
I think we need interventions. Maybe we can talk about interventions because I would imagine before we get to the actual act of revenge,
right,
we should have intervened
with
ourselves before we got to those heights.
Yes.
Self-intervention.
And let me say this: we are all human. Okay, so I do understand the desire to want to, get back,
balance.
Like you said.
You need balance.
Yeah,
you got to reconcile shit. Even like in accounting, you can't just,
accounting, right?
You got to reconcile.
You got to make it even.
Otherwise, they're gonna be doing an
Coming in
audit.
zero.
They're gonna want to see where your numbers is off because the numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
I'm just being ridiculous, but just having a good time. No, but on the real.
But no, I mean, we're all human. I'm not going to sit here and act like I've never had,
A thought or a feeling,
or even did something. I'm trying to think about it, but yeah, or even did something where I wanted to get back, or make it even,
so
reconcile, like you said. But like you said, interventions, right? So how you regulate yourself is huge for your mental health because people are going to upset you. People are going to piss you off, right? I'm a really big promoter of going just for a walk. Like I walk most mornings. I try to do like maybe 2 to 3 miles. It helps to clear my head. I'm able to, talk to Jesus during that time. I feel more relaxed. I feel more calm. I'm less anxious. I'm less stressed. And now I can think clearly about my choices moving forward. And so this is something that I've put into my routine.
Right.
This is something I had to learn to incorporate in my daily life and just make it a part of my lifestyle. And that has helped me so much in how I show up in these relationships that are very challenging because they are. They're very challenging. They push your buttons. They trigger you. All of the things. Absolutely. We're human beings. We're going to have a human response to anything that does not make us feel good. But how we respond is where you see your own growth. And how you see your own healing as well. Right. If you have been known to, be rah, 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 and then now you're starting to implement some things, you have your interventions, you're going on your walks, you're doing your deep breathing, you're listening to some music, you might spend time in prayer, you might reach out to a friend, help me talk through this, help me process this. Now you're cool, you're not showing up like that. Now you can feel good about you. Right. And whatever is happening with that person,
let them be.
Yeah, let them be. And I also feel like for myself, I can only speak for myself, as I've gotten older and more mature, I find myself having more compassion and empathy for those that have hurt me. I find myself giving them more grace because we all have a story. And everyone's feelings are valid. Whatever their experience was,
their journey, their experience.
That's their truth.
Yeah.
That's their truth.
Right.
Whether I agree or disagree, it's still their truth.
Because on the other side, you have your truth.
Yep. I have my truth.
You're going to stand on it, not around it.
Yep. Now, if they're willing to have a conversation about, these truths and try to move forward and be better, cool. But if they're not, that's fine. I'm not going to allow this person to take me outside of my character. And now I'm cutting up.
Girl.
And, and just, and just wrecking my whole everything.
Down. Right. Yeah, it really does. It just infects you.
It does.
It does.
From affect to infect.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, it's too much.
Absolutely. So that would be my response to that.
She's such a grand therapist.
Great therapist.
That's that beach education. Smart and beautiful. You got it all. See, that is why the people be coming with the ha on truth, on for real deal holy faith. And they said it's okay to talk about it. If you don't talk about it,
you have to
you can't get better. But that is those little knives. That's why.
Yeah.
And Jesus tells us about that.
Yep. And he tells us how to deal with our enemies too.
He said we're gonna be persecuted.
Yeah. And he says, let me take care of them. Yeah. All I need you to do is just pray.
Do you right? You just stay on the course. Just look at the cross.
Yep.
See Calvary.
Yep.
Look at the cross.
Yeah. Let me deal
Look
with
at the cross.
Yeah.
Stay on the cross.
Yeah. And it's hard.
It is one of the hardest things in life.
I agree.
But that's what I have to say. It's the Holy Spirit. The Lion of Judah inside.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you'd be like, oh, girl, she's supposed to be dead. I'm just saying. Right.
She's supposed to be dead. That was good. Girl, she's supposed to be dead.
So many people gonna come in and die and she'd be like, woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
And am I up? Let me pitch up.
Yeah.
Am I dreaming?
Yeah.
It's a cold game.
It is.
But you know what? in real, for real deal, is life. But let you know that you are a star. And I've heard and believe and just feel it in my spirit. And once you start accepting yourself for who the Holy Creator made us to be,
Yeah.
but stars are born, my darling.
Yeah.
They're not made.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make this up. You can't.
Yeah.
Nobody could have scripted for that.
Yeah.
And that's okay. People don't like it. That's
Yeah.
okay that people are. It
Mhm.
hurts. It's hurtful. But
Absolutely.
you know that people are different toward you because of your beauty and your talents and your gifts and
And your light
Yeah.
and your joy
all of
and
it.
oh yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
where that spirit, in my opinion, like you said earlier about spirituality,
Yeah.
that spiritual warfare is real, the principalities, right?
Yeah.
Because those people, and it's okay. Well, maybe they be invested their time, whatever. It's not our time to try to figure out what's going on with them.
Right.
But what we do know is not in alignment
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with your journey and your vision.
Yep.
Because when you feel it like, all right, let's go.
Yep.
But if it's like, that's not
Mhm.
going to work.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And I think just focusing on your quality of life. What do you want your quality of life to look
be,
like?
yeah.
To be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this is it.
Michael Jackson, the last thing
Yeah.
he did. This
I love that movie. I love that movie.
That's the thing. Like, that's why
It is.
this
This is it.
is it.
Yeah.
What we gonna do? What we gonna do? Keep waiting for what? What
Yeah.
we waiting on? This is showtime every
Yeah.
time. Lights, camera, action,
Yeah.
Miss Jackson. Just saying
Right.
the real deal, you know what I mean? Which is a
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so grateful that the Lord has blessed us to be able to have this platform. The Lord has blessed us to have that connection with you. And so
Yeah.
that's how you know the alignment, the
Mhm.
synchronicity,
Yeah.
the blessings.
Yeah.
'Cause it's all Him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we can relax in that, but we had to be purified.
Yeah.
To get there.
Yeah.
He talks about it. You know, he tells us about the Holy of the Holies. And we were right there under all those beautiful coverings. But it's a walk.
It's a walk. It's a journey.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yep, that's how you started.
Yeah.
It's a journey.
It's a journey. It's a process.
Now,
Now,
what
Brooke-
if I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
I was just going to say about people get in touch with Brooke. and-
Yeah, that's what I was going
I'm
to say
sorry.
too.
Yeah.
Now there may be folks who were listening
Mhm.
who you made them realize I am having some life functioning situations and maybe I should talk with someone.
Yeah.
Where can they call or what should be the first step or resource?
Yeah, so I am not working with clients right now. I'm only focusing on supervising right now. But if someone wanted to reach out to me and, wanted referrals, I am happy to do that. They can reach out to me on Instagram at Brooke, the LMFT. Yes, they can. The
Amen. Say it.
LMFT, licensed marriage and family
That's
therapist.
right.
I know sometimes people are like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
It means licensed marriage and family therapist. And yeah, I have people who reach out to me on Instagram. They send me a DM and, they're like, oh, do you know a Black therapist? Do you know a Black
Yeah.
male therapist? I'm going through this. Or my husband has this going on. And I have a whole community of therapists that I, try to
Yes.
make sure I connect with and stay connected to, who are doing private practice, who are seeing clients and, things like that. So if I have to provide a referral, I'm happy to do so. They can also email me. Same thing, brookthelmft@gmail.com.
That's beautiful.
I have a lot of people that I can refer. And I like doing that. I like,
Makes you feel good. huh?
blessing other people,
Yeah.
like trying to get some people in their door and so they can, help as many people as possible.
It's
Yeah.
so beautiful, Sissy. What
That
are you
is.
thinking?
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And we have so enjoyed having you.
Thank you. This was a great
Yeah.
conversation. I had a good time.
Would you think you would come back and talk on
Yes.
another panel?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I feel like there's so much more I can
It is.
say.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Lori and I
Yeah.
never said this. This is just part one. Remember we
Yeah.
talking on the
Yeah.
pre-show
Yeah.
interview call. You're like, what they talking about?
Yeah.
But like, yes.
Yeah, there's so much more I could say. I do want to add one more thing. Do I have
Sure,
time?
yeah,
Okay.
plenty of time.
Going
You
back
just
to the
watch
food
that.
and the diet, because that is something I'm so
Girl.
passionate about. My fibroid situation actually motivated me to start being vegan.
Okay.
So I've been vegan 4 years. I was like, let me mention that. I think that's important to
Yes.
mention. I've been vegan 4 years, and I think that's how I've been able to sustain, not having the fibroids come back and just my health overall. So yeah, no, that means no dairy, no milk, no eggs, no cheese,
Right,
no
right.
butter. And I was already not eating meat prior to me going vegan. I was only eating fish. But now I don't eat either.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No meat, no fish.
Oh.
Yeah, so mainly
Just
fruits,
vegetables and fruit.
vegetables, and like my husband loves my pulled pork sliders,
Oh, okay. That's
but I
okay,
make it
okay.
out of jackfruit.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
Yes.
So just plants.
Alternative.
Yeah, plants,
Yeah, go back
vegetables. Yep.
to the basics, right?
Going back to the basics. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
That kept us, our ancestors alive long
It did.
time.
It did. Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
So I feel like that has played a role in just how I take care of myself. And because you asked me, like, how do you do it? I'm intentional with my diet. I'm intentional with staying active. I'm intentional with the relationships around me. You know, my mom told me, she was like, your circle is going to get smaller as you get older. And I have seen that. I've
Right.
experienced that. And the circle I have now, excellent.
Right on time.
Excellent. I love those girls to death. Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to my
Yes.
girls. Yeah. And, now I'm married and, I was able to get out of that emotionally abusive relationship. So I'm grateful for my husband and just all that he brings into my life. And, so you have to be intentional. You have to be very mindful of who you are surrounding yourself with for your mental health and your physical health.
Amen.
Absolutely.
That's it.
I think that's
That's
it.
Thank you very much. Well, Lori, take us home.
Well, again, thank you. There's
Thank
definitely
you.
a part 2 in the
Okay.
making of
and
this.
then we got to get them on the
right?
Battle of the Couples.
Yes. Oh, that would be nice.
Yes.
It is
We'll
nice.
talk about it after.
But thanks for coming and spending
Thank
this time with us. We
you.
appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. And
It's
another
a
great
wrap.
show wrapped up.
Thank you so much, everyone.